It is Alabama's Morning News. I'm JT, and joining us now, Spencer O'Leary is back, who is the CEO of ActiveOps, a company that's working in management process automation, to talk about the workforce out there and how things changed during the pandemic. A lot of people working remotely, but still getting the job done. It seems that productivity actually went up when a lot of managers are concerned about working remotely and productivity going down. So what about the amount of hours people are working to get the job done? It's different for everybody, but Spencer, interesting here, 40-hour work week. If you can get it done in 20-hour work week, is that cool, or should the boss pile more on you since you're so good?
Hey, JT. So I think it's an interesting one for most businesses that were pretty good at managing their workforce, managing how long people took to do things and how much time they paid people for the amount of work they produced when they could do it face-to-face. But it's really difficult to do that when your workforce is remote. So we're starting to hear these stories where people are doing, 8 hours work in 30 minutes or 8 hours work in an hour. And what we find when we start to analyze that is that's kind of inappropriate for everybody. So the employee starts to get bored. The employer is probably paying too much money to produce the goods or services. And the only people really that have to pay for that at the end are us as consumers, where for something in the press recently about a guy who was doing a day's work in 30 minutes, that company is probably overcharging for their goods and services because they're paying too much for their employees to produce the thing that they're doing in the first place.
30 minutes, get a whole day's worth of work done. My gosh, that guy is good. Time to promote him. I've always been into the, thought process of myself that if, for instance, a salesperson can get their quotas and meet their numbers, then why constantly micromanage that person? For instance, if a salesperson can get more business done on the golf course, who cares? He's bringing the bottom line in, and if you want to raise his, numbers and his budget line items, fine. But I don't have a problem with salespeople having to, go out and do whatever they got to do to get the job done. But yet some sales managers will say, well, we're going to have a meeting Monday morning at 7:30. Everybody be here, and then Friday at 5 o'clock. We'll have a 15-minute meeting, and everybody's like, what are you talking about? We got to come back in for that? I'm 25% above budget for you. Why are you doing this to me? Is there still a lot of that going on, or seems to be the norm or trend when it comes to just letting people do their job and get it done and leaving them alone?
Yeah, and I find in all things in life, there's a balance, and there's a line that's sort of appropriate management and inappropriate management. And a lot of that is down to the job in question and the performance of the individual. I always think most good managers, and let's be honest with ourselves, most people join good companies and most people leave because of poor managers. That's just a life lesson I've learned a few times along the way. And it's out there. I'd encourage every manager who's out there today just to think about, I call them inputs and outputs. How much time do I have to do the work that needs to be done, and how much output gets created because of that time spent? And if as a manager you understand those two things, it needs to be a conscious decision that it's okay for the sales guy to just work half the week on the golf course, hit the quota. Make sure it's not an unconscious decision, that you're just allowing that to happen and you're not in control. So allowing it to happen is absolutely fine if you decide that's the right thing to do. It's probably not fine if you're just letting it happen by accident. So just make sure you've got the numbers, you've got the data, you're making conscious decisions and allowing people or not allowing people to do things rather than just managing by accident.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges, I guess you would say, for employers and bosses is to understand that not everybody responds to the same type of management. Some people like the structure of micromanagement. Okay, let me know what I need to do this hour, next hour, what's expected this afternoon. Other people like to go, give me the list of things we need to do. What's the objective here for the week or for the month or for the year? And let me go do it how I know how to do it. You don't need to be on me every hour. Do you find that most bosses are good with determining what their employees like and need to be, managed like versus I got it my way, this is how we do it, you're all going to respond to me in my management style?
Well, quick answer for me, the answer is no. Most businesses, most managers are really poor at managing those things. So at ActiveOps, we provide a piece of technology and we provide training to managers to exactly what you just said. We call it managing individual differences.
Yeah.
And what we find is most managers manage in the way that they would like to be managed. They don't manage in the way that each of their team members would like to be managed. And that's the difference between being an okay manager and being a great manager, is if you know the differences of each of your employees and you know how to manage people to get the best out of them, That's what makes a best manager. That's what makes a great leader.
Yeah.
Is knowing those individual nuances and getting the best out of each and every individual in your organization.
Boy, good stuff, Spencer. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Spencer O'Leary, the CEO of ActiveOps. Sounds like a good guy to work for if you're looking for a job.